So today we're focusing on all of our friends from Argentina. Hopefully, yay! How's it going?
Hey, hello world.
Hello world, indeed.
Hi, Doc.
How are you, sir?
Fine, fine. Yeah.
So, just as an introduction, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Okay. I'm Bombermat from Bombermat Toys. I make resin toys, bootlegs, and some stuff like this since 2010, and 2009 was were my first try and errors. And in 2010, I launched my first figure. Well, the rest is history.
So, talk about how you got into making toys. Like, what was the moment where you decided? Like, did you see something? Did something come to mind, and you said, "I want to learn how to make toys"?
Well, the first time I saw an art toy was with what's the name of the Lavid artist?
Frank Kozik?
With Frank Kozik, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like heavy metal. Well, you see my stuff from the 70s. I met the work of Frank Kozik from some records. He used it to make posters and cover art from artists. And then I saw his work went through to art toys. And then I knew a lot of artists from Japan, from Asia, and other stuff. A lot of around 15 years ago, I began to make posters and street art, finding some inspiration. I found a figure from Sackler, the gate trooper. Mm-hmm. This was around 2005, 2006. The idea of making toys, of making racing toys, it began with this picture. In 2010, 2011, no, 2009, 2010, I tried to find a way to make toys. And at that time, in YouTube, there are several tutorials of how to make toys. So I went to RPG role-playing boards, and there find some tutorials to make a small figures from role-playing. And I take these ideas to make the first resin toys. But the difficult here is you don't have the same materials that you can find in USA. When I began making the first toys, the resin was a ceramic resin, a resin very easy to break, and then find the some smooth cast, some smooth on resin, and everything changed for me. Mm-hmm. More quality, and resin very close to plastic. And in 2013, I think, Clutter contacted me to make a special toy for a Toy Mafia event. Mm-hmm. Then become internationally my work. ¿Cómo se dice? Como que se hizo conocer.
got famous.
Go
Yay!
go fame
So
internationally.
so let's go back to 2005. So you discovered the gay empire in 2005, but what were you doing before then? I mean, was this your first, venture into art, or were you always a creative person growing up? Did you do art before this in other mediums?
I work as this graphic designer I make some motion graphic and stuff like that.
Right now or back then?
No, back there and right
Mhm.
now.
Okay.
It's my main work, make
Okay.
post-production and motion graphic.
Mhm.
So I want to go away from computer and make some stuff with my hands.
Mm.
The first try with this was with street art and then with toys.
You said your first attempt was at street art, so you were going out in the street and
Yes,
being
making
being a criminal and
no, big criminal. Making some poster from megas and Star Wars and stuff like this, posting in the streets.
Got it. And so, do you find? Did you go to school for graphic design? I mean, were you self-taught, or were you drawing as a kid all the time? Like, did you always want to be an artist? Was that always your goal?
Yes, I wanted to be an artist. I don't have a family involved in artists, but I want to be an artist. Yes, I don't know an artist as a living, but I'm making my best to make.
So,
but it's so difficult to live in as an artist here in Argentina.
You mean as an independent artist, or even as a graphic designer doing what you're doing?
In graphic designing,
no, as an artist. Meant it as an artist.
As an independent artist, but doing the graphic design sort of pays the bills, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Got it. So what? I asked this question before of Punk and Pop Toys, Sophia. What do you think it is about Argentina, as opposed to other countries, that there are so many resin artists in the scene from Argentina?
I don't know.
I mean, I get contacted from people from Argentina all the time, but if you look at other countries, nothing. It's like this little hotspot. There's a whole community, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Why?
I don't know. We have a lot of collections, a lot of toy brands in the 80s, like G.I. Joe, like Master of the Universe, on Star Wars. And I think a lot of people who began making toys right now used to be a child in the 80s. He used to be influenced by these toys.
But why Argentina? Because kids in Brazil or Mexico or Canada, United States, all have similar experience. Is there anything you can pinpoint is specific to Argentina? It's amazing. I can't explain.
I don't know. We are in the bottom of the world, but the information, the news came here, and we are, ¿cómo se dice? Estamos al tanto de lo que pasa afuera.
You know everything that's happening there.
Yes.
Yeah. But that happens everywhere too. I think it's a trend right now here that the resin toys and the resin art scene it started for the past 4 years, starting to be a trend. I don't know why it happened.
Yes,
you've been in it before.
Like a trend, like a DIY trend.
Yeah.
And then do you see so when you do you see a difference between from when you started selling your work in 2010 to now 10 years later? Um, about were you selling to Argentinian customers? Like how, or now are you selling more outside of the country? Like where are your customers?
I think where are my customers? Several are from outside from Argentina. A lot of from USA, some from Europe, and a few from here. It's so hard to sell a toy to an Argentinian customer because the cost is
it's expensive.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, sure.
To an Argentinian guy, you don't earn a salary to spend in ¿cómo se dice?
In toys and art.
In toys and art,
sure,
and stuff like that.
But you have a big collection, though. Like there are a lot of big collectors.
Yes, I began. One of the reasons that I began to make toys is to earn money to get a bigger collection.
Right. Yeah. In this country, we call it getting high on your own supply.
Yes. Each coin that
that's like it's a reference to like the drug dealer who's like snorting his own drugs instead of selling them.
Something like this.
So so let's talk about like the themes in your work, because I would say that your style is a little, how should we say, is a little darker than other artists in the scene, and you're very, I would say, can you talk about your influences?
Oh, well, I'm so involved with black metal. I have a band, black metal band. I'm a singer of a black metal band called Astilla. I have a lot of influences with that music. And I try to make a crossover between my toys, my influences when I was a child, like Star Wars and stuff like this. I make a crossover with the stuff I like right now, like the music, like books, like movies. And well, this is the result of a Star Wars figure with some black metal vibe. Like this band, Dark Throne have very iconic cover art with this album called Transylvanian. Well, I don't remember the name of. I got a little nervous to translate in English and Spanish.
It's okay. When I showed this on Toy Geeks, Scott Cherry from Barbarian Rage, he saw it and he said the band, and then I made the mistake.
Transylvanian Hunger, this is the name of the record, and it's an iconic record from the Norwegian black metal scene. So,
and then I called it death metal, and then I got scolded. It's like, no, this is black metal. Norwegian black metal is different from death metal. It's like, sorry.
If you want to know more about Norwegian black metal, there is a documentary called Until the Light Take Us. And it's good. If you want to see, get more information about that.
But that's also another like interesting phenomenon that, like we talk about how whatever it is about, toy making that is in Argentina right now and becoming popular, and it's so, I don't know how to describe it. It's just sort of like an anomaly. Like there's just in this one country, like is exploding a little scene, right? And then if you look at like, Norway, like why would black metal just explode? Like, it's not in the countries next door. It's not in just this scene just explodes in this one country, in this culture, which it seems like it doesn't belong at all.
Yes.
It's very weird.
A very small scene that explodes.
And then the rest of the world just, everyone else's head explodes. So talk about being a lead singer in a band. How long have you been in a band?
How long? 5, 6 years ago.
Really?
At that time, I make an hiatus with the toys and began with the band. I'm making both things, making music and making toys. But this year,
did you always want to make music, like when you were a kid? Was that like a dream?
Not like a dream, but I always wanted to make a band, a metal band. I don't know if it's my dream, but I wanted to make.
Sounds like a dream. Like, so you want to make toys, you want to be in a band, and it sounds like you get to do everything. So are you a happy person? Have you achieved all your life goals?
I don't know if I'm a happy person, but make. Yes, I'm happy. I know I'm happy.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's a difference between like happy and like content. You know, there's like happiness. You know, like people ask me like, "Are you happy?" You know, my response is always like, "I don't know anyone who's happy." Like, what? I don't even know. Or I have better responses like, "You tell me what the definition is of happy, and I'll tell you. And I'll tell you if I'm that, right? Or if I know anyone like that." And for artists, there's always like a lack of contentment, you know, because if you become, I don't know how you say the word in Spanish, but like you become complacent, like you just kind of, you're happy with where you are, and then you don't like progress further. So yeah, so there's kind of, artists need not to be content and happy. It kind of gets you to wake up every day and want to do something more.
I think if you are happy all the time, you don't have inspiration to make toys. I think the unhappiness, from the unhappiness came the inspiration. You know? If you are an artist, I think from the unhappiness you get the inspiration.
And so what is so do you tell people in Argentina that you make toys, or is it like a secret?
Depend the person. If the person came from an nerdy background, I tell yes, I'm making toys, I'm making racing toys. And I try to explain about this scene and other stuff. If the guy don't know nothing about the geek stuff, I say no. I make small figures like estatuas. ¿Cómo se dicen estatuitas?
I don't know, statue.
Statues, like in a small statue.
Right.
Don't tell anymore.
So let's talk about your early work. The very first line of figures that you did was called Shit Wars, right?
Yes, Shit Wars. Shit Wars. The two first figures I made was the first one was Cthulhu Yuppie. I wanted
Cthulhu to with the squid head face.
Yes, the squid head face with sweet and tight body. The first idea from that toy was I wanted to make a demonic CEO, main man from an enterprise or something like this.
Sure.
Wanted in the first idea from that become a devil, a demonic guy, but I tried to add the idea of Lovecraft, of the Cthulhu and demonic Cthulhu, something like this. The card art from the first the cardboard from the first toy was very influenced by Sackler. I choose the thing and then make the Larvader, the first Larvader.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2012, the beginning of 2012. Then I make a figure called Phantom Lord, influenced by a song from Metallica. I'm very fan of.
So tell me, the blisters that you use, these you get from us, these blisters?
Blister?
Oh no, no, we use this blister, but there's a type of blister that you used on the early, because right now you send these to us and we glue the blister with the blister that we make. Yes, right? But on the original Shit Wars, you used a blister that had sort of it had like ridges on it. You know, the original plastic bubble?
Yes, the first plastic bubbles.
Where did you find those?
A guy from here, from Buenos Aires, used it to make these bubbles.
And they were made for action figures, or they were made for something else?
No, he makes, ¿cómo se dice exhibidores?
Like displays.
I met a guy who used it to make a display from for products, you know.
Sure.
Plastic display for products for stores.
But it wasn't meant for action figures.
No.
Right.
I asked that guy, you can make some bubbles, some plastic bubbles, transparent bubbles. Yes, I can make. And he makes the first bubble.
Because I think that the bubbles that we get from Thailand, I'm almost sure they're like made for like sushi. Oh. So it's interesting, like people all over the world kind of like find whatever they can to make stuff.
Like a little bit cloudy, I think, that they were not like transparent.
Sure. But I think there's a certain quality that they have that lend themselves to the work. You know, it's like sometimes when you have work that is not very polished and pure, it seemed like a very kind of like grungy look on purpose, if that makes sense.
Grungy look is because you don't have
the Argentinian style.
Yes, you don't have the best materials, you know. You don't have the most clear plastic for make bubbles. So let's make with this cheap plastic the bubble and go on.
Right. And so, yeah. And so getting supplies now, like if you like buying resin, like what is that like?
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. We have.
Is it hard because you go to the store and it's just not there, or it's hard because it's expensive?
No, because it's not there. We have a very big problem with the exchange. It's a very big hole between the peso and the dollar. Sometimes you go to the store and you have a smooth cuts, 300 smooth cuts, 320, and then sometimes you have the worst resin to make those. It's a lottery to find a very good resin to make toys.
And it's not possible to order it, or you tell them like I want a box of this when it comes in.
Order from outside from other country to Argentina. It's impossible.
Wouldn't let him in.
Yes. Chemicals and stuff like that is very hard to enter to Argentina.
So, but what's the reason for customs? I mean, is this corruption, or is this are they trying to prevent foreign goods from flooding into the economy? Like, what's the reason for this difficulty?
Some corruption, some difficulties to enter. Some,
you know, let's say like a country like Brazil, you know, on purpose does not want Chinese made products in Brazil. They want to protect, you know, Brazilian manufacturing, and they don't want cheap Chinese products in their country at all. So if you try to send something made in China to Brazil, they charge you 300%. You know, cost you $10. If it's a $10 item, they want $30 to import it. But is there, so that's what I'm asking, like in Argentina, is there a reason? I mean, I shipped some stuff, you know, to Calaca a few weeks ago, a month ago, and, you know, customs took it and they destroyed it and we couldn't get it back. It's terrible. And, you know, there's just this common complaint. So I was just wondering if there's a stated reason. Does the government say why this is difficult, or are people just trying to take the stuff, or why?
Yes, it's we have some issues with the government. The government stops to enter some goods to make to take care of
our economy.
Yes, to keep our economy safe from some safe from imports, you know.
Sure. Is it working?
No. No, it's not working.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So what's the future for Bombermat Toys? Are you going to make toys the rest of your life? Am I going to interview you when you're like 60 and you'll be like, hey, I'm still making toys? Like, is this just a phase? Like, are you making toys and you're in a band? Is there something else you aspire to do?
I want to keep making toys, but it's so difficult make toys in Argentina as a business. I don't know. I wanted to keep making toys, singing in a band and stuff like that. I don't know, in Argentina.
Tell them you're modeling on ZBrush. You're trying to.
Yes, I'm trying to sculpt in ZBrush right now. I'm trying to work in another with other programs, trying to sculpt in a computer. I'm working with other stuff, and
you think digital print? You think digital printing is the future?
Yes, I think.
You think that once you think that if it's affordable, that you can replace the resin with just printing each figure one at a time?
Yes, I do. Yes, I think about that. I think right now, if you want to make toys, you need to sculpt in a digital platform. You need to operate a program, like Blender, ZBrush, and stuff like that. It's the future. It's right now. I
think we're almost there. I think it's going to have to get a little cheaper. You know, the machines are getting cheaper, yes. But you know
in Argentina, but outside are cheaper.
Right. All right. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. It's been great talking to you. For any of you guys watching, there's still a few left of this. And as soon as this came out, everyone wanted the True Cult Trooper.
Yes.
Everyone's emailing me. Do you have any more of this one? Do you have any more of that one? And I'm like, sold out, buddy. Get this one while you can.
It's sold out?
The True Cult one, the one before.
Ah, yes.
And I'm saying as soon as I release this, everyone wants the old one.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm like, no, buy this one. Then when this one's gone, they'll want this one. What can you do? All right. Well, just letting everyone know this one's in our store right now. It's only 20 pieces. Take a look at this. I won't do a funny voice just to spare everybody. All right. Thank you again. Really appreciate the time. We will talk to you soon. All right.
See you.
Take care. Be safe.
Adios.
Adios.